take away from the Nebraska game, and what's maybe the biggest lesson you think you guys learned?
Yeah, we got to get better defensively. Really, really disappointed in things we did defensively, and we got to have guys be better guarding the ball. No matter what you scheme and no matter what you do, if you literally can't guard the ball without a red cape in your hand, having them blow by you, that's our biggest takeaway. And our guys took it to heart. We took it to heart. We didn't guard the ball. Then that snowballs into a lot of threes. So that was a takeaway. I thought we did some elite things offensively. We were 1.35 points per possession. That's elite, but we gave up 1.5. So disappointed in that. But we did, like I said, it's the farthest thing. Like the NCAA has got to get this right. That's considered a neutral game. That's the farthest thing I've ever played a neutral game. It was a frenetic, crazy atmosphere. And that's a great takeaway. To play in that literally was one of the wilder atmospheres I've ever played in. So I think our guys got some of that, but disappointed we didn't come out of there with a win. We were up 16, played well, and starts with me. We got to get our defense back to where that's a coach team that I put out there usually has a better defense, and it's being addressed.
Before the year, I could have misread you, but I thought you thought this team was going to be a good defensive team. You still feel like that?
Yes. We have certain guys that are really good on the ball, and then we have other guys not as good as on the ball. Then we got the guys that are good on the ball has got to get better off the ball. Something like we've got to get everybody on the same page and sync. I did say this a lot. It's one thing to have some good individual defenders, but are you going to come together and be a great team defense? And we were not a great team defense. Some guys were off the ball, and in coaching sometimes, and we got to see how you say this without being on camera. It's you fall into when you're not totally aware off the ball, you fall into these moments, and we had a lot of moments to where we're like sitting there saying, "Oh shit, there's a screen," and we got hit by a screen coming off the thing, and oh shit, then that happened. We had a bunch of those. When you're aware and in the moment defensively, those moments are smaller. When you're not, and you're off the ball, relaxing, resting, not in the moment, you fall into those. We had a number of those. For instance, we're up 10-0 before you could blink. The first three they got, we had one of those moments. We come down. By the time we turned around and located, Peyton Sanford walked into a three. The very next play, he's just hit his first three. He's coming down. We're in the corner. We're like, we just got hit with the down screen. Boom, another three. Now it's like 10-6, 2-0 moments. So we've got to get more aware off the ball, more urgent, more sense of when we've started off, we've had some amazing starts. We were up 8-3 against Gonzaga, 10-0 there. We're going to put it together. And it starts with an awareness, possession by possession, 30-second shot clock, awareness. And if you're tired, you got to go till you hear the horn and then have trust the next guy's going to come in and do it. Not pace yourself till the next down ball, and all of a sudden they went on a 9-0 run or a 7-0 run. We got to get better at that, and that starts with me.
From a coaching standpoint, is it frustrating, those two losses? The defense struggled in two very different ways, down low scoring against Gonzaga and the perimeter defense against Nebraska. From a coaching standpoint, does that make it more frustrating? You can't pinpoint one particular thing to get better at, or do you see them both as kind of probably they're both kind of a part of the same problem, even though they happen in two parts of the floor?
It's part of the journey. The part of the journey is you're constantly learning. I thought the Gonzaga game, we got pounded on the glass. Yes, they had some down low scoring, with Ike, but we monstered a lot. It really walked away going, man, did we get pounded on the glass? And that's a journey. You're going to go to game by game, and you got to keep getting better. I think that's that also is you don't want to, in a weird way, that's the journey of competitive fun as a coach, is you're going along this journey is where we got to get better and constantly pushing. And sometimes it isn't fun because you're taking losses with it, but That's coaching, man. You go to game. How am I getting us better? Where are the things we can improve on? Where are the habits we can build? We need habits off the ball right now. We need habits off the ball, out to in rebounding. Those are two off the ball things that we have not done in those two losses. Off the ball rebounding, shot goes up and the weak side gets the glass. Off the ball rebounding. It's that not relaxing away from the ball. But you guys are absolutely right. I do believe in that our defense is going to get better, get fixed, and it's starting with me and continue to grow. A lot of new guys coming together. That's the thing about getting your defense going with so many new guys a lot, is getting them to understand where to be all the time, your terminology, how regarding these actions. And that's part of this journey that we'll get better at.
Porter, sticking there, you talking about all the new guys, you guys have played a couple big games now. How real is that, just trying to get the chemistry to gel?
It's not as like when people say chemistry, sometimes they think an emotional friendship connection. Is there a riff chemistry? There's nothing that. It's the chemistry is being in sync, like the rotations. I'm helping you, you help me. I'm rotating. It's that kind of chemistry that you seek and have to get better. And I think sometimes people think you got to work on that chemistry like that. You're thinking, well, God, they got some dudes that aren't getting along, or they got some selfish dudes. That isn't the chemistry. It's the trust of being in sync defensively, where we're all working together, we're all moving on a string, we're all reactionary and sniffing stuff out. That's the chemistry you're looking for, building, moving on.
How close is Jadon toward coming back?
Close. I don't. That's how. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's close.
I know, Corey, you can score at a high rate. Just how important are these next two games for the team defense?
I mean, I think ORU does a phenomenal job of moving. They move and they cut, and they have great movement, great little actions. They got shooters. They're really trying to shoot a lot of threes. And they got guys that can shoot it. They got a guy who goes downhill, Ty Harper, can really go downhill. Cal Furnish, I've known him for a long time, Oklahoma kid, really good at getting downhill to the paint. Totally aware of his abilities. They got some Oklahoma guys, Luke Gray, Connor Dow, very familiar with them. Play really hard together. But offensively, they are moving, ghost screening, cutting, transition, pushing it, trying to shoot threes. They are a fast-paced, played hard kind of an offense to defend.
One of the positives coming out of Nebraska was natural facts performance. How important is it it doesn't have to be just one guy every single game, but how important is it as you guys get better at defense and improve overall to have a guy to essentially calm things down once the opponent goes on a run, to calm things down by generating buckets?
I have found this in my career. I can fix getting the defense playing together faster. I can say, hey, please go get me 27 on that atmosphere. Nigel and X and Dayton, you look at those three guys, just take those three guys' efficiency right now. It's elite offensively. They're having elite offensive efficiency. We got to fix our team defense. We got to fix, some guys are really good on the ball, and they just got to get better off. These guys have heard me say this for a long time. Every player has a cross to bear of what they got to get better at. And that push, that intense push to get your individual cross to bear, what helps, and then put it together as a team, that's how your team goes like this. And we have some guys that really need their off-ball defense. That's a cross they need to bear. We have some guys that got to guard the ball better. Their heads above their feet, they're relaxing, and those are things they got to better. They got to get better at guarding the ball. And that's going to be fixed. And it's not easy, but it's easier than, trying to get a guy that knows how to score and get baskets at that level on that atmosphere. And I think the guys identified where we're going with our improvement, what we need to do.
Anything else?
All right, guys.
Xavier, how do you guys responded from the Nebraska game at practice? What are the things that you felt and the team felt you needed to work on?
We've been working on defense You know, we had good stretches and also bad stretches, but just trying to be consistent. The team is very mature, so our mindset's been pretty good. Just learning from that, not dwelling on the loss, but knowing we have to play better defense for the whole game.
What's the overall lesson that you guys learned, in the wake of the Nebraska game? Because Gonzaga, the story was the defense struggled down the paint. In Nebraska, they caught fire late in the first half and throughout the second half. And what's the overall lesson that you learned from two very different games like that?
I would just say how important just every detail is, every possession. You know, in both games there were spurts where we did play good defense, but there were also spurts where we didn't, and just trying to be consistent and do that for an entire 40 minutes and not just for 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there. So just trying to put that full game together, playing good defense.
Xavier, it seems like you and Nigel have sort of found some chemistry here the last couple games. Just what's it been like playing with him so far?
It's been super fun. He's very gifted, skilled. It's kind of easy to play with him just because, he could do so much and also relieve pressure off me, and I feel like I do the same for him, so it's been fun.
Outside of you guys, though, just in terms of on-court chemistry, is that still a work in progress?
I would say so. You know, just especially everybody here is, for the most part, new besides Dayton and Mo. Those are the two people who played minutes for Oklahoma last year, but I would say it's not like we're not connected. It's just we're just getting game experience together now. But I feel like off the court, on the court, we're pretty connected because we all just want to win and we're very unselfish. But just getting those game reps, environments like that, playing in tough environments, just keep going to help us for the future.
Is there a lot of patience involved in that, as far as just knowing that you're working toward that goal, but it's going to take some time to really get where you want to be?
Yes and no. You want to win every game, but we know we're not gonna be the most our best right now in November. So we're trying to get there, trying to be as close as we can right now, but we know our best basketball is ahead of us, and we're nowhere near that. So it's some patience.
Sure, ideally, every basketball team would want everybody to chip in equally. There is some value in having a guy in moments where the defense kind of breaks down, or having a guy that can force the issue on offense. And Nigel had a really good game against Nebraska. Are you guys still trying to figure out when those moments kind of occur, who you can rely on offensively? Is it still a work in progress?
Yeah, I would say so. Coach has a lot of trust in all of us, but I think just more games we'll play, we'll know what we need from certain people, and like I said, just more game reps and experience, so it'll be clear for us, the players, but also coaches too, who make the decisions.
Anything else for Xavier?
Appreciate it, man.
Thanks.
Thanks, Xavier.
Thank you.